Welcome, guys, back to Occultists Anonymous episode. We just talked about it, 94. We were literally just counting this like seconds ago. As always, sponsored by Roll20, The Onyx Path, and viewers like you. Thank you very much to our patrons, our subs, both on Twitch and YouTube. Folks following us on the various podcast stuff, which, hey, if you haven't been catching us on the podcast for some reason, we are on like Spotify and Apple iTunes, that's the one. Google Play. We're on all the stuff. And if you don't have us available on your preferred podcast thing, hop in Discord and let me know. And I will figure out why not. But a special shout out to our patrons who support us monetarily, let us buy cool, awesome character art and other weird stuff like mics and things like that. So yes, shout outs to Adam, Alan, Michael, Alexander, Badura, Bernie, Brendan, Danny, Doc, Emil, Giovanni, James, John, Josh, Catfeathers, Lance, Melissa, Michael, Al, other Michael, Noctal, who thank you for changing your name back from Mike Tall, Moku, Noba, Perry, Puppeteer, Roy Visgrad, Ryan, Schmitty, Sebastian, Cinda, Thomas, Usuf Sama, and Firekeeper. Thank you guys for your support. It really does mean a lot to us. It is very cool. We get to do, fun stuff. Thanks to your guys' support beyond just our normal game. Actually, talking about cool, fun stuff. If you guys have been paying attention, especially on Twitter and a couple different communities, Gehenna Gaming is doing something really kind of cool. So watch your head there, Craig. Yoink! So this is the Virtual Horror Con. World's first virtual horror con, virtual horror TTRPG convention. It's happening next week for those on Twitch, and actually for YouTube guys, you're watching this on Tuesday, hopefully. So this will be literally happening this Friday. They're doing all sorts of stuff. There's going to be some actual plays, some panels, raffles, get different games and stuff like that. And it's basically raising money for the Solidarity Fund. Basically to deal with COVID-19 kind of stuff, and it's partnered with the UN, and yeah, it's very, very cool. Lots of stuff. I'm on, I think, 2 panels, and then I'm running a handful of games, so keep an eye out for that stuff. It's looking kind of cool, but yeah, and that's all going to a good cause, so there you go. And then, as always, come by and hang out with us on Discord. That's yeetinto.space. And there's all sorts of stuff like that. And I think our first rough sketches for character art is coming up soon for everybody to see. So everybody can go spy the dual songbirds and Atratus and Gabe and weird looking like a pirate with not quite enough hair yet. The updated versions definitely has more hair.
The dual songbird is like a very more deadly version of the dual arcane.
One does not duel merely one.
Just whoever casts
songbird
Yeet first.
Oh yeah, there you go. When we last left the Cabal, everything was fine. Everything was we were all good. Yeah, nobody died. The Cabal headed out to Cambodia with their seer buddy, Abaddon.
Not buddy.
Not buddy. His 5 Myrmidons, the Ant Nazis, Shanna, Gabe, and Raven, the familiar. And went into Cambodia, searching out this, a supernal being, a bound that needed to be locked back down. But there was also some abyssal thing, which they found. It was just in the moat, and they vaporized it into the air. No big deal. We're done.
Fine.
We did not vaporize it.
It's true.
Yeah.
You started by putting it into a ball of gas. So, I mean, there's room for finger pointing here. But
mistakes were made.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
Headed down to find the supernal being. Oops, hey, guess who's not on mute? And then met the supernal being who was supposed to be sleeping, but was not, because as Weird found with postcognition, somebody had fed her some mana, and so she was up and being a taunting little bitch, and just generally being rude, to the point that even Atratus said, you know what, never mind, I'm done trying to help you. Atratus said that. And Songbird said, my mana, or I believe your soul is mine. Yeah, no big deal, except for the fact that Weird kept looking into her mirror and seeing all sorts of weird things, and, well, Ding. Behold!
I love it. That's awesome.
It is absolutely terrific. Ash found it. We ordered it with funds from Patreon. Unfortunately, they don't ship to Canada, so this came in today. We're sending it up to Craig, so Craig has his weird bell. But yes, this is absolutely fabulous. It sounds so great. I kind of want to buy one of myself. And yes, it's got all sorts of cool little flowery Arcadia, Fae kind of decor and stuff like that. So
and really obnoxious too. That sound.
The dogs do not like it. They do not appreciate it. So I hit it and then immediately like touch the bell so it stops.
It's quite it.
Yeah, it is. But it's fabulous. So yes, that is what your Patreon funds go to, folks. So yes, this way
we joked about it for like 50 episodes.
Yeah, we've said we were going to do it for so long. So
yeah, and Ash was like, "Oh, hey, I found it," and I was like, "Done, we're buying it."
Excellent.
Yes, that is the only time I will be ringing it because I can't keep track. But we will send it up to Craig, and Craig can abuse it to his heart's content. Weird was staring into a mirror. And saw thorns, so many thorns, which I wish I had planned myself. I hadn't really thought it through, but yeah, actually, yes, lots and lots of acanthus thorns and various different lives, and not just like, oh, this is a possibility, but the full length of lives. And it got bad to the point of Weird suffered her soul being shaken, whatever, lost all her willpower. Songbird had a terrific idea of saying, I'm going to change that obsession. We'll fix it later, but right now you just need to focus and be obsessed about finishing this job. So they did, cleared that out, watched Myrmidons sacrifice themselves, and then got the big, huge, oversized tome grimoire.
The Book of Truth.
And then bebopped out of there, and everybody returned home to, well, the Cabal returned home to Manhattan. The Seers were dropped off in the sanctum front door and said, goodbye, out the front door, shoo shoo. And that is where we pick up with, I believe, Weird is still suffering from the soul shock condition, and in 4 hours, all willpower will be restored because of the knit spell that Songbird has. But for now, we pick up literally right there in the front room of the Rookery Sanctum.
I'm so Abaddon's just left. Is our allies still with us?
Shanna?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're still here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm literally, the minute has passed. They walked out the door.
I just want to check something. I say that out loud, and I pull out my mirror.
Uh-huh.
And I look at it.
Cool. All right. Roll resolve plus composure, I believe it was.
Yeah, I want to mage sight at this too, because we've seen you do this a couple times now.
So, another thing.
Mm-hmm.
Would this not fall under Fate 4's attainment?
No. Again, hang on, let me double check.
A supernatural compulsion to do something she does not wish to do is directed at her.
We talked about that already, and I had the warding gesture up, which already provides that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. It is basically the same thing, but yeah, the reason, and this is a little bit more meta knowledge, but so you guys understand, the reason this is so insidious is because it is not compelling mages to do something they wouldn't normally do.
It's just so interesting.
It is so interesting. There's so much there to draw from, and it literally is tapping into, the natural mage obsession kind of stuff. But yes.
All right. First X to doubt, but all right.
The other thing is, because Chris had mentioned, shouldn't we have picked up something from Mage Sight? Yes. There is definitely some kind of effect going on. As Weird looks into it, and you start seeing another another life flashing through. And just for the sake of everyone, weird Network is going to chime in and go, what the fuck was that? As he kind of, like, he's looking around. He's not 100% sure what just happened, but can tell that there was some magical effect that just happened. And
something's fucky with Weird's mirror.
he goes, okay, cool.
You might have accidentally brought the Abyss back.
Oh, that's...
Yeah.
Sure. You guys go out for one day with some seers, come back and bring the Abyss back into our house? What the fuck? Okay. Cool. And and do you guys all... Weird is catatonic, just staring into this mirror, kind of little slack-jawed, you know.
Do I have the wherewithal to bring up Mage Sight?
While you were
or am
in
I totally...
I think you were along for this ride.
Okay.
Yeah, the way it works. That said, when you do come out of it here in, I think we'll now say it's a solid like 6 minutes or so that you're staring into this instead of just a handful of minutes before. You kind of look at it and you're like, okay, that was interesting, but that obsessive compulsive draw that you had before. Oh wait, no, hang on, I forgot. I got to roll.
Roll against it.
I have to roll this stuff. Let's see. Make sure I'm rolling the right numbers here.
Yeah, basically, while I'm watching this happen, I want to carefully pull my mirror out of my bag without looking at it.
Okay.
Like, keep it face down.
Mm-hmm.
Woof.
Oh, yeah. So I take that back. You do find yourself, and it's like, oh, this is familiar. Oh, yeah, this stuff is great. Let me really dig into this as you kind of come out of it. But again, it's the obsessed condition. You're not forced to look into it, but man, doing anything other than looking into this mirror just kind of sounds like a bore.
Yep.
But yes, for all of you guys, there was definitely a peripheral mage sight kind of effect that just kind of triggered. You don't necessarily know where from, other than somewhere over there.
Investigating it like as soon as possible,
right,
when it pings.
Yep. So yeah, if you mage sight, you can definitely see that, especially while Weird is staring into the mirror, there is some kind of spell. It's not even a spell in the supernal sense of the word, but it is some kind of supernatural effect.
Scrutiny.
Yeah, absolutely. What would you like to scrutinize with?
Prime.
Okay.
Can I scrutinize it with mine?
4. And what was that, Ash?
Scrutinize with mind.
Sure, absolutely. That's
should be higher, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That. Yeah, there you go. I think
we're down to 3 with a success in it.
Right. Yeah. I think with mine it's probably actually, yes, it's going to be 5. And you were scrutinizing her mirror.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay.
I want to watch what's happening to her, and then I also want to look at
down
mine.
To 2.
Mm-hmm.
Down to 1.
Cool. Sure. With that exceptional success, we'll call that revealed.
Cool.
Yep. And sorry, doubling back, Ash, are you scrutinizing the mirror or Weird? The effect that it's having on Weird?
I want to look at the effect it's having on her.
Okay, so
like,
in that case,
basically what the... Okay. Yeah. This is in mind. 3. 4.
2.
1.
And then reveal.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Scrutiny, guys. Wee! Definitely need to
The
do
roll
rules to
20.
these.
Roll 20's not giving me little boxes around my things.
They're on mine.
Yeah,
Roll 20 is under a fucking
They're
load
having
right now.
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, which, hey, guys, if you're
The
playing...
entire world's fucking...
If you're playing...
D&D campaigns are all...
Yeah, if you've all gone online and you're playing on Roll20, good job. Could you not do it while we're playing? God,
now's a good time to buy pro subscriptions.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, yeah, support roll 20. Anyways, so yeah, Songbird, since you're doing it, this is tied to the Abyss. It is definitely Abyssal. Prime wise, I think the information you get, being the big meta thing, is definitely identifying that this is life and time. And while you don't have a lot of pull on that with Prime, in the fact that, you know, it's not the purview, you can definitely get the sense that this is some kind of actually, to use a metaphor, this is a straight up like Venus flytrap, like pitcher plant kind of thing, where it's just drawing something in, and then once you're in, you're never getting out, kind of thing. For Atratus, you're getting a very similar thing. Basically, Weird's mage mind is just being fed dopamine. This is straight mage crack of like, oh yeah, here's some more stuff, here's some more stuff, here's some more stuff. And yeah. But yeah, both of you definitely go, oh yeah, that's Abyssal.
Cool. So vaporizing it didn't work. Imagine.
Well,
we tried.
Yeah. And like I've got mine, holding it, not looking at it. It's like it didn't appear to be on Abaddon's, because neither he nor his Myrmidons got affected by it. So I think we should check the rest of our mirrors and see where it went. See how many of us are...
Maybe we should let me check the rest of the mirrors.
Since you're already obsessed, sure.
I dig that. Take a beat.
Hey, Weird,
for
check
that.
this out.
I legitimately take a beat for Weird going, oh no, I'll do it, guys. I'll do it. Legitimately Weird draws, and like, you know, happily obsessed, you know, slightly mage addicted. Like, aha! No. Other beer? No.
Turning on life sight while we're trying this.
Okay. Yeah.
So why is it only mine?
Yeah.
You
It's
used
weird.
it into space. You've got a shard of it, maybe?
Well, my theory is all blown to hell.
Can I investigate it still?
Investigate
This
the Abyssal
mirror?
thing? Yeah.
Yeah. I want to look at it with life now.
Okay.
I'll spend another willpower on it and everything.
Actually, out of curiosity.
It's the same set of dice.
No, that part is fine.
Hey, check it out, y'all. Life 4.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Let's get wild.
Mage side, life. Tell me, what does life see?
Well, you said this.
No, you're fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, cool. Okay, so a note there for Ash.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have your mage sight on? No, you had to.
Yeah.
Okay, because you had mind on. So you can detect with mind mage sight. I have to remember the base, like what these different things do.
What they
Mind sight
do.
actually tells you the presence of a thinking being, as far as you can see in the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
And then
Don't like that.
Songbird, if you want to roll life sight scrutiny, you are welcome to. It's just 3.
2, 1.
And then reveal. Nothing.
Got him.
Woo! Okay. So yeah, what you were seeing basically comes down to is some kind of, and this is all backwards and messed
Right.
up. Like everything you guys have already seen, like it's obviously Abyssal because it does things odd. The life side of what you're looking at feels like staring at a bunch of like DNA constantly recombining. It's all the same DNA, but it's recombining in different orders, in different, styles and stuff like that. It's the same thing.
This is how Songbird interprets it?
Probably not.
So it's like you're looking at a life tesseract?
Yeah.
Like
Almost,
it's constantly folding in on itself. And
again, this is not how Songbird thinks about it. One intelligence, kids. But it is like,
I mean, you probably know what DNA is.
oh sure.
But
you've seen the little models.
But that's not how he would view the world. That's not how his mage sight would function.
Right. This is actually, I think this would probably be very similar to like a set of wheels and mandalas and stuff like that, to use the Aether stuff, that it turns once and then all of a sudden it's a whole new set of gears. Still fits the same cog.
Like all the different circles are shifting in and out and everything.
Right. And it's still working, but it's just like, this is not right.
Cool.
I think more or less. Actually, how's Weird doing over there?
So looking at Travis's mirror, there's nothing there.
Nope. Same thing with Songbirds.
And I am like, there's something in your mirror.
In my
It's
mirror,
got a
for
mind.
sure.
Yes.
Okay.
It has a mind.
I'm gonna cast a spell real fast. I'm gonna do a Prime and Life Veiling to like lock it in, like that nothing like reflecting out of the mirror, like it won't be able to see living things.
Okay. Hide living things from its view, basically.
Yeah.
Sure. From the thing in the mirror.
Yeah.
So I'm just a theory. I'm spitballing. When the water was, because it didn't happen until after the water was evaporated.
Mm-hmm. Well,
so it may have moved into my mirror at that point.
Instant, advanced duration, advanced potency.
Okay. Oh, 11 successes.
11 successes.
What would you like to do with that?
Is there... Let's
Can you get 2 XP? 2 arcane beats?
Double crit.
For a double success.
Can I have like a... I'll take a step in duration.
Okay, cool. So it's
at a year.
A year, yeah. Okay.
And more importantly, that's more bonuses for the clash.
Once it's year and indefinite are the plus 2 or whatever. Right. Cool.
Plus
5,
4? Isn't it?
I can't remember.
Advanced is +1. And it's just +1 more. Isn't it?
No, because I remember I messed that up before. I have it right here though. Day long is +1.
Okay.
Week long +2, month long 3, year long, and indefinite is 4.
4.
So plus with your advanced potency.
+6 on my clash, yeah.
Yep.
So hopefully this thing can't get out now.
Or can't
or won't
see out.
see us.
Yeah.
Won't see out.
No, it can probably get out.
Well, sure. So what do we do?
I really love my mirror.
Yeah.
I don't want to like seal it away somewhere. I love this mirror. You gave it to me.
Yeah.
So
I can make you another
If
one.
you look at it now, does it still catch you?
She's not even finished speaking when I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
So you look into it, and let's have that that clash. So Prime plus your Gnosis plus
Or life. I mean, same dots, but
right, yeah. And then it's +5 because advanced potency only adds +1 to the die.
Oh, okay.
Yep. It has a +2 for being dispelled.
That's what it is.
Yep. Dun, dun.
Damn, where are those 11 successes now?
Right. It's okay. I'm sure it's fine. Yeah, I think it's going to use the same die pool. Cool.
Nice.
Yeah. So you see, and for the first time, you really do see like a series of ripples that spread across your cracked mirror, and then that's what you've always seen, and then you fall into this vision, and nothing happens. You just see it, and then you're just staring into your reflection.
But Songbird feels the clash of wills.
Correct.
Okay, so
I'm disappointed. Like, where'd this out of the...
It's not real weird.
But it is! That's the thing! It's all real!
And now you guys hear that seer that you had heard over at the moat.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do we get?
There's a group of Canthai who make their lives studying thorns, and this is what this is.
Sure, but I mean, is that what you do?
No, it's not, but it's still really interesting. Wow.
We do have our Mysterium friends in
Mexico?
Mexico, who study the Abyss as like all they do. We could call them and see how to best deal with an abyssal entity we have apparently brought with us. How to get it out, get rid of it without, destroying the thing.
That's a mouthful. Let's just call it Abby. So, here's a question. Do we think that we are prepared to deal with Abby ourselves, or do we need to call in bigger guns?
Why are we calling it Abby?
For
Because
Abyss.
abyssal entity is a mouthful.
Oh, sure. I was going to call it Weird's fucking mirror, but...
No, because the mirror is separate from the fuckery that's going on
from
here.
the thing inside it.
Yeah, you got a point.
Yeah,
You got a point.
I think we could deal with the thing. I just don't know
Sure.
how to get it out.
Right. I mean, we can just kill it.
Throw spells at it until it comes out.
Well, we have to get it out first, right?
Yeah.
I mean...
So how would you get rid of a ghost that was haunting something?
An
Is it a ghost,
exorcism. But it's not a ghost.
Sure.
It's alive-ish. No, sort of.
It's
You have
thinking-
nothing that says that it is live in the way that people are. There's
Okay.
a thinking
No, well,
thing the same way spirits and ghosts and Goetia are.
what arcana affects the abyss.
So like a life ghost?
I will remember it
So-
is life and time.
Yeah.
It's an abyssal
I-
ephemeral
I am
thing.
not an expert on the abyss in any way, shape, or form, but what if we just
You
summon
know a
it?
little bit about time, though, right?
I do. What if we just summoned it?
For just what?
Summoned it.
I mean,
With- How?
how?
It's
You
here
need a
already.
gif of Drew's face right there. But if we
Also,
could pull
like-
it out of this into a magic circle,
But how are you going to summon it, though?
well, we usually take steps to not summon abyssal entities.
I mean, everything we've summoned has been tied to, like, our path. How do
Sure.
you summon something that isn't?
I have time.
Or did you mean like, this is now Chris asking, or did you mean more like summon ghost as like that kind of spell, like a
No,
3-dot
like
spell?
do a
Like, do
summoning.
an
Maybe
abyssal, like a supernal
like a
summoning,
ritual.
but for this guy.
Okay. Back down to songbird level. That's a fucking terrible idea.
I don't disagree with you. I'm just spitballing to promote conversation.
But okay.
So one thing I'm going to push forward here is to remind everybody here that abyssal entities are like any ephemeral entity, so they have bands and banes. And as everybody here knows, especially Atratus, Queen of Ghosts, bands and banes are tied to whatever they do and whatever their existence is. So researching stuff, always a good idea, but I mean, so is just general experimentation with stuff.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
right. And that's of course where we get into rolling, idea things like
Have we tried scrutinizing it inside the mirror?
Yes.
with at this point now
With life and prime.
Life and prime, yeah.
So let me give a shot at scrutinizing it, which may be risky, but I have time.
Okay.
I just have a question. With Death 4 and Mind 3, I can't cover spirits, but I can cover ghosts and Goetia for like figuring out what their ban and bane is.
Mm-hmm.
Can I just kind of throw those at it to see if it can tell me anything about this?
You certainly can try.
Because
I
the
think
Abyss,
it's a time ghost.
because I mean, it's not a Goetia or a ghost, I don't think. But that's all I got.
Songbird only does one subtle arcana.
Prime it to death. But yeah, Weird, feel free to scrutinize away with Gnosis plus time. And then, of course, you can add mana for additional successes. You are up against a potency 3, by the way. Or
All right.
opacity.
Opacity.
Okay. Throwing a mana on the next one.
Okay. Okay. So down
mana.
to 2. Cool.
And now
Another
just
one?
one.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And reveal.
And then
And
reveal.
the reveal.
Straight 2s all the way down. Can we give one? Okay, no. 3.
No.
Okay. So, yeah, especially as you were scrutinizing the entity within, whatever this thing is, you can't quite get a grip on it. Your basic knowledge of time, you definitely are picking up the fact that there is some kind of entity of time that is sitting in this thing. As you are scrutinizing it, obviously you pick up that it's abyssal, that it's tied to life and time, obviously. And then notably, similar to how Songbird was seeing things like, is this ever shifting, ever changing kind of thing, you're getting kind of the same thing from time, but especially, Acanthus' view of everything. You are seeing just this myriad of, possibilities, and that are just overgrown thorns that become full, branching things of themselves. And it is a little bit upsetting because for everything, there's a timeline and these little thorns that branch off, and that's it. This thing is fractal.
So, like, I'm falling into the Mandelbrot set.
Thorns
Yeah.
off of thorns off of thorns. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it is, and you're like, okay, I've now officially seen the reason this thing is abyssal. This is, just madness. Yeah, Mandelbrot set, 100%.
No issues in my current condition looking at all that, or is
Nope.
there any interplay? Okay.
So I guess technically I should have seen if you re-rolled any 10s in here and it mattered.
110.
It did not. Cool. Yeah, because all you're currently dealing with is the loss of 10 again. So while there's some additional, it doesn't matter.
Okay. All right.
Do we want to call our time friends?
Our time friends?
Moonkeeper,
Runekeeper?
who is like super good at time. And y'all are buds now, right?
I'm like already on the phone to him.
Okay.
Okay. Now, and I am A-okay with you guys doing that. I'm going to remind you, though, as mages, dude's going to see this. He's going to take it. It's going to be his.
Yeah.
He's going to
That's
look
why
into this.
That's why I said, do we want to try and deal with it ourselves, or do we want to basically give it to someone else?
Yeah, can I roll, I guess, Gnosis in Mind at it, just to see if I can figure out Ban's Banes on this thing?
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like a spell as written in the book, but you can do it with Spirit one. So
because very specifically, I think it's no nature.
It doesn't mention Bans and Banes.
Right, I think Spirit does it. Yeah, and Spirit is the I mess with ephemeral entities thing.
Mm-hmm. I'm of the opinion that if it exists as a spell for one ephemeral entity, it exists as a possible spell for the other two.
Right. The
now,
big funky side is that's like 90% of what Spirit is, and everybody else gets a copy from it, which that's where it gets funny. But yeah, no, I agree though, especially for a knowing thing. Yeah, I'm totally cool with that. I was looking up, it does have withstand, so bear that in mind. The withstand for a spell like this is usually rank
0.
Oof.
And I use a willpower on that.
What you gonna do?
I'll take a dramatic failure.
Okay, cool.
Let's have fun.
So Atreides, tell me more about a life Atreides lived at one point.
Oh.
Just doing something.
Just like an alternate reality.
Yep.
Probably the one where her whole family isn't dead.
Including her.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, lovely, happy family, Gabe went off to become a terrific engineer. You're teaching at some university and studying Minoans and all sorts of terrific, lovely stuff. And you come out of it, and I need you to roll Resolve plus Composure.
So slow. I failed.
Welcome to the club. This one.
Yep. Yeah. So you are now obsessed at looking into this mirror and viewing these alternate paths and
then there was one.
To quote Perry, well, this wipes the party.
Yeah. So all the brainiacs are now enthralled. It's all up to Songbird to think our way out.
Yeah. Don't worry, because Network's there. Yeah, and the worst part is, I think, especially because Atreides doesn't even look into the mirror. She's just like, I'm going to cast a spell over here, and just kind of goes catatonic for a second.
Me. So that's fun. Let's see, does that...
don't forget to take your beat for that.
It's a regular beat?
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm sure Jimmy will save them. Yes. Yeah, Network, however, is like sitting, watching all this stuff, and it sees the whammy that kind of bounces back on Atreides, and kind of like looks up and he's like, okay, hang on, mind magic is my shit. My whopping 2 dots. And kind of goes, Atreides, are you okay?
I was trying to learn anything about this, and it didn't work.
You didn't answer my question. Are you okay?
Not super great, but
Okay. I'll be okay as soon as I look in the mirror, right?
So Network is going to walk over, take the mirror. Everybody be calm. And like he's got it like face down. I can't remember. Was it a compact kind of mirror that you can open?
No, it's like a big mirror.
Oh, that's right. So he's got it like face down. So I'm just gonna bring this over here. We're just gonna everybody just be chill. Everybody be calm. I've got the mirror, but that's fine. Just nobody's looking into it now. Songbird, what do we do?
If you're gonna cast spells on it, make them work.
Weird.
Yeah.
You said it's like a time ghost. Yeah.
No, it's. I had to look at it when it's.
But like, it's a thing that exists.
Right. It is a
ephemeral.
very time entity.
Yes.
This is how Songbird, because Songbird doesn't do death.
Right.
It doesn't do subtle
Spirits
at all,
and-
pretty much. So I'm like, look, so if it's like a time ghost, can you... I don't know.
Time exorcism?
But it's not, it's like anti-time.
Sure.
Time
But-
still works on time entities.
Yeah.
We need to know what its weaknesses are. And Atratus just whiffed that one pretty good by the looks of it.
Yeah, I got nothing.
All right.
And if this fails, then I'll huck it into fucking sun. And I'll make you a new mirror.
Make you a new mirror.
Seems an unsatisfying resolution, but I understand where it's coming from.
And just because this is creative thaumaturgy does not mean you cannot use yantras.
Yeah.
Just a reminder.
Oh, well.
Yeah. Yeah, because what you did was the quick and dirty. I was that. Okay.
Yeah,
Just
I
gonna
thought
roll
if
with
it
it.
wasn't like a spell, you couldn't use the yantra.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Creative thaumaturgy is technically what you do for anything that you don't have as a praxis or a root. But yes, this would be a time 1 spell.
That look good.
Righto. What do we spend in the reach on? Instant and
Instant and
sensory range,
Actually-
yes, technically.
So
yeah. So I'm
this
not
would
touching it.
be withstood by rank. So you
Correct.
probably need more potency.
Yeah, that would
So
be
I'm
the big
supposed
thing.
to- Okay, so I'm going to boost my yantras by 1. I'll use another path tool, and I'll take a minus. Oh shit! I guess I'm minus. Do we know what rank it is?
We don't know any-
I'll take a minus.
You want to know what you can ask when you cast?
when you
No
see
spirit?
a spell.
Yeah, and remember that each potency is 1 question.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm,
It's whatever you have left afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
so 6.
Yeah, because right now you have a potency of 2.
Okay, so
Are
I'll take
Bane
a
and
minus
Bane 2
4 for
separate
potency.
questions?
So 7.
It is, yes, it is 2 separate questions. It's listed what is its ban or bane, so
4 successes.
all right. And that was at the end with how much potency?
Say it again.
How much potency did you have on that? Because you had 2
So-
base.
Total 4.
Okay, cool. All right, you may ask your first question. No, I'm not telling you how many you have.
Well,
What rank is the entity?
It is rank 2. You have one more
What-
question.
Is
I
the
was going to say,
bane of the entity?
Okay, the bane of the entity is being caught in a infinite mirror loop.
that was a thought that I had.
Easy.
Is it though?
So we're gonna hold one mirror up to another mirror and just let it see itself forever, right? But then your mirror is lost.
Is it
Well,
lost?
Bane does damage to it. Does it not?
Correct.
So we just tape it up. Fuck, let me get some glue.
No, we need. it
No,
needs
you need the
to be
light
able to
between
see.
so it actually reflects. So that's how
But is
mirrors
that
work.
so? Hang on. Is this going to drive it out to escape
Bane
that
will
condition?
And I mean, I will give you from Network's minimal stuff of spirit. Well, I mean, things can unglue itself and run away once it's been inflicted with its bane. They tend to do that.
So let's be smart about this. And do you guys have a magic circle here, or do we need to build one? Just stop it from running away to another mirror or something. So if we can contain it somehow.
I mean, like, you're talking about, like, magic circles don't exist in mage.
Well, but that's what we do when we're doing a summoning, right? So that the creature
Sure,
can.
but that's completely
That's a
different.
different thing.
Yeah, because that's for supernal beings. Abyssal entities aren't really supernal beings. There are like the bound are the closest that you get to that.
I'm going to roll up a spell,
Okay,
and it's going to be ephemeral enchantment.
sure.
Any potency? I don't think so.
No, I think it's just bonus reach for to make it act like a bane. Yeah.
Okay, but we're here in the shop, so it should be fine.
Mhm.
Does cost a mana.
Ah, right.
All right, so Prime plus Gnosis plus 5.
One thing I'm going to point out is that you currently, because it affects things that are in Twilight. Ooh. Hold, please. Gotta reread. Because that wasn't a gotcha thing. That was a, I don't know if you can do that, but I think you can.
All forms of Twilight.
Correct. But I'm trying to remember a specific rule about a manifestation, and my book is being slow. And freezing. Correct. No, don't need to know about London. Alright, there we go. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool.
Wait, good?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so I'm going to do this, and then I'm also going to turn on my, what is it? My legacy, where it's 8 again on rolls using it.
Oh, right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm going to take a condition on this.
Okay. Plus to brawl?
That seems reasonable.
Yeah.
So, trap it in a mirror. And when it tries to escape, I'll fucking kill it.
Because you can hit it in Twilight.
Yeah. Technically, my knuckles are infused with infinite mirror loop right now.
It's what ephemeral enchantment is really good at.
I am shoving the truth of this thing's bane into my weapon, and then I'm going to hit it real hard.
Like from Doctor Strange, you just sort of punch it right out of the mirror.
Sort of.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I can give you vision on the mind and death twilights, but depending on what twilight it's in, you might not be able to see it.
Right.
So one quick thing, just so everybody's aware of the rules for stuff. Banes are solid entities. That's why no problem there. If the Bane comes into contact with a item or person linked to a fettered or possessed entity, the entity suffers 1 point of lethal damage per turn as long as the contact holds. And then it basically does lethal damage.
Sure.
So, yeah. So, you may proceed how you wish.
Just touch it to the mirror. Yeah.
All right, I got one more spell.
Okay.
First, I'm gonna cast I guess maybe I can't do this. I can't make light that I don't have. Never mind.
Nope, not yet.
It's like I just cast a level 1 light spell and then just but that's not how mage works.
Nope. Light cantrip. Holy crap, how did you do that? Are you a master of forces?
Yeah, right. All right, let's just...
You can't just take the light that's around?
You can manipulate light that's already there, yeah?
Yeah.
But it will disappear from there. You guys will be then in like the dark.
Yeah.
We can take a light, like the light from a bulb, and leave the other bulbs fine. It doesn't have to be all light everywhere, right?
True. Yeah. So I'll just like weave, a light bulb and the mirror itself, like the rim of the mirror or whatever, so that when they like fit together that they'll...
Oh, there's still light in there.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
That would just be like control light.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 1 dot.
Because you just need it to
Or
get
2
into
dot.
the loop, and then it's
Then
light, so
light
it'll just stay.
Yep.
I put
Okay.
outer.
So forces plus gnosis plus 3. Because I need 2 subjects.
Mm-hmm.
3, 6, 10 dice.
Cool. Okay, so let walk through what we're doing so we have it all laid out. So I know that what your plan is here.
So my mirror is on a table.
Mm-hmm.
I take the infected mirror from Jimmy, and I've got hand up to it, and then I'm just gonna bring it over top of the mirror that's face up.
Okay.
And force it, like slap it shut.
I dig it. Nothing seems to be happening.
You
How long
blocked
do you
it from
wait? How long do you wait?
you blocked it from being able to see outside, right?
Correct, he did. Well, he protected it from seeing living things outside.
Yeah.
It still visibly can see.
I'm waiting.
Okay.
Like, it can see the other mirror and nothing else.
And so, yeah. You guys... Oh, go ahead.
I guess I'm going to... I guess it'd be some sort of a combination of a Mind One and a Death One spell to put Twilight Vision for those 2 Twilights on you. So that if it comes out, you can see it. If it comes out in either of those.
Yeah.
Might be.
What would that...
Might be 2.
Regardless, she's got both.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, reach. Instant, I'm gonna come touch you. But duration, so 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which you have either way, so.
Mm-hmm. So it would be 3, because it's mind was lower.
No, because that would be a... Oh, it is a combined spell.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. -2.
I mean, is it? Or is it just a...
Right, because you're casting
It's
basically...
just a mind and death spell to let you see into the twilight.
I mean, this is definitely 2 effects. Seeing into death twilight, seeing into mind twilight.
Okay.
I get what you're saying, because I was doing the same math in my head. It's 2 distinct effects, even though it's kind of the same.
So do I have to do a -2 on it?
Mm-hmm. Because it's a combined spell.
Okay. So this is 7, 5,
7,
12, so 10.
Yeah.
And I don't get 10 again.
Correct. Doesn't matter. We got a bunch of successes in there. 1, 2,
1,
3,
2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
Cool. Righto. Any particular requests for your exceptional success?
I can't get rid of the condition, can I?
No.
Okay, can I take a good one?
Sure.
Can you take willpower?
You get a
already-
willpower no matter
you
what.
already get a willpower.
Okay.
Nice.
But yeah, we'll think.
I had forgotten that. A
Yes.
couple willpower here.
Yeah. And yeah, you will have what was I thinking? Oh yeah, some positive condition for, I don't know.
I also still have a +2 to investigation.
Right. So yeah, think on those. Well, no, I don't know. I'll have to think about that. I was going to say, hey, if you roll a rote with a skill, do you get the +2 on that as well? I don't think so, though. I'll have to think about that, but that would make that much easier to get, depending on your rotes. Anyways, so yes, you lay hands on Songbird, who is like fist ready to punch anything that pops out of this thing, and nothing happens for several minutes until I think Network and Detritus both kind of react and kind of look at the mirror as there was some thinking being there, and then it is gone.
Did you see anything?
And I don't mean moved.
It's gone. Yeah. Okay. Like, I know when you kill a ghost, it disappears and reforms at its original anchor.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe
Network speaks up and says, spirits don't do that. Spirits show up at like the nearest point of that's like has resonance to it. Actually, I don't think.
When did you become a spirit connoisseur, buddy?
I've been studying.
Yeah,
you guys made a big deal about it and was like, "Spirits, what we're weak at." And I said, "Okay, I'll work on that."
I'm just teasing you. I like hearing you speak with authority.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like a coder whose code compiled correctly on the first try. Like,
well, it's
what's wrong? It looks like it's okay, but I don't trust it.
What would resonate with a Twilight or with a time ghost?
Well, this thing has a thing for mirrors, so maybe it moved to another mirror, but we didn't see it move, right?
It's not here. We would know if it was here.
It's definitely gone forever, and we've solved the puzzle.
I can't believe that.
It would have... It's definitely gone somewhere else. Because they don't die. I just don't know where Abyssal entities go.
Shanna, I know you're more of a crypto hunter, but...
Do you know where Abyssal entities go?
Any ideas?
Shanna kind of scratches her head and she's like, I mean, Abyssal entities go back to the abyss when they're destroyed.
Oh, so we solved it, yeah?
She's like, I mean, who wants to look in the mirror?
I mean, we're both still obsessed, so...
Yeah, so we like fight over the mirror?
No, it's a mirror.
Or are you going to let me go?
Is it a little selfie look?
Okay, ready? Here you go.
Yep.
Click.
Right. And yeah, you look into it, no ripple.
Kind of disappointed.
Do you want me to beat up your mirror with my... I got my weapon already and everything.
I don't want to...
Just good.
I don't want to have to go through training another path tool, like working in another path tool.
But yes. For sheer meta knowledge, yes. It is gone.
We solved your abyss puzzle.
Yes, that was Ripples. Is the name of it. So cute. Way cuter than Abby. But yes,
I like Ripples.
But yeah, no, the ban, just because it's gone, and I mean, I don't think you guys are going to summon up Ripples just to, play with it again. But yeah, no, its ban is somebody who
you underestimate us.
Right. Its ban is somebody who is absolutely, positively sure that they are living their perfect life.
It's me.
You have unfinished business. You have stuff that you still want to do. Like,
sure.
Yeah, its band is literally somebody who's like content.
Completely
I've done it
fulfilled.
all. I'm chilling. a very, very impossible
All right.
person to find.
I gotcha.
But yeah, then it's Bane. Technically,
Catch.
at least when I wrote it, when I wrote it, it had to be pulled out and no longer possessed of the thing. But then I was rereading the rules. I was like, oh yeah, if you touch a Bane to it, I'm like, oh. Yep, we're just gonna clamp it in.
And let it die.
And yeah. Which, by the way, absolutely brilliant. I thought that was a terrific way. I had been thinking of, oh yeah, you're going to create a mirror room and just drop it in there. But yeah, no, that totally works. Cool. We're an hour in, and that was most of what I thought was going to be happening today.
Okay, so we're done. We're done. You think this thing's really gone?
Correct.
It's gone, yeah.
Okay. Fucking backpack book.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
No. You already had your turn.
We've
all
all
sit
got
down.
to
This one's mine.
scrutinize all the other
this
ones.
is theirs.
So, first thing you notice as you pick up the big old massive tome and set it down,
And it's like metal bound and
metal
stuff.
bound. It is super duper heavy.
What kind of metal? What's it made of?
Actually, need to double check. What spell is that you're casting?
That's
It's
my
a
fucking legacy.
legacy.
Yes, I know, but it's
It's
effectively
Craftsman's Eye. Yeah.
Craftsman's Eye.
Okay. There was a specific thing. That's not the one I was thinking of. Okay, cool. So yes, it Craftsman's Eye, its purpose is to be a container.
A container.
Yes.
To hold a spell.
So as I was saying, big heavy duty metal, and I told you pulled this from the Mummy. Got a big old key thing that it needs on the front.
Once you put on it and turn, it will open.
Yes. But
Craftsman's
yes,
Eye
it is
will
a
also
big
show
locked
you
grimoire.
You could just,
what you need to open it, right?
can you just
Is
pull
this-
up the
Okay,
supernal
I'll look at
ideal
this
of it?
lock then. Is it like magical?
No,
lock?
it looks like it is a big physical lock. This is
Okay.
not going to be really a challenge.
No, I'm going to cast a single spell at it and it's going to unlock.
Which one?
Just like a matter compelling.
Sure. That's fine. Go ahead and cast it. Cool. Roll Gnosis plus Matter as a Clash of Wills.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Also remote control.
Either would work.
Touch it to make it turn.
That's not good enough.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're like, just open. And like it
Excuse me?
And his
It
hand
says
comes out and
no.
slaps. No.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll
What?
try remote control on it to open it.
Okay.
I don't know if I touch it, I just really need to go instant, right? Is there any reach on that? No?
I'm sure together you and I can make a key for it, Sunbird.
Yeah, if necessary. What were you saying, Chris, though?
What does the lock look like? Is it like a big, like, turnable,
I mean, like I said, I'm taking
like from
this-
the Mummy? Yeah,
right,
okay.
but it has like multiple kind of levels. It actually, the Obrimos, it definitely looks like some cool shifting mandalas thing. So yeah, roll that 7, 5, 12. Cool. Roll Gnosis plus Matter.
Roll 20 lags.
Hey, 2 more successes. It's
Okay.
much easier to get past.
Matter and Gnosis. Watch me get like 0 on the 6 dice.
6.
7?
3.
7.
7.
Yep, there you
You
go.
did it.
I did
All
it.
right, yeah, and so I love it because it's probably like this 1-2 punch of Songbird, haha, oh. Try kind of rolling her eyes, going,
Walk over,
"Blap."
touch it.
Touch.
And you also feel that same clash of wills. It's also a fairly small clash of wills, all told, because it does have indefinite duration, which gives it a +4. So whatever you were up against was fairly low to hold it. But yes, the various mandalas kind of shift and twist as if there was some particular key twisting in it, and the side of it kind of opens. And there, where all the pages would be, is just a flat kind of space. Going to control you here for a second. As Songbird kind of opens it, there is inside a little container space, like kind of old hay and like feather down and stuff like that. And it is holding what appears to be a deep glass vase of, kind of ancient old school style, but of glass. And flickering around inside of it is literally a bunch of lightning.
Cool.
Hell yes.
This is the first grimoire I wrote down, by the way. I've been waiting for this one.
Lightning in a bottle.
The rotes are in lightning?
Yes.
Hell yeah. Obviously, it takes me like a second to figure that out.
Right. But and notably, I think you pick it up and touch it, and it's like the little electromagnet.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
And so as you touch it, the lightning basically follows your fingers and makes out letters. And so you read it by, setting it down and then drawing your finger.
Lightning braille.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
That's fucking dope. And like Force's Sight will let me easily
Oh yeah, like Force's Sight, you can just read
stuff.
it.
Yeah.
So
wow.
The rotes. Word of command tied to occult, but it's kind of weird. I'm going to copy paste this into Discord later. But word of command is, I'm going to point out, is very weird. It is a different style. It is a very different way of casting word of command, and it takes you a bit to kind of figure out what the hell it is. It effectively has 1 dot in every arcana, allowing it to be used to activate fetishes and all those different little it's little extra bit with word of command. So ye olde fire axe that Logan has, you have the ability to activate it.
Oh shit.
And that's tied to occult. Cloak Nimbus, which is tied to politics. Wards and Signs, which is tied to occult. Platonic Form, which is tied to crafts. Ephemeral Enchantment, which is tied to crafts. Supernal Dispellation, tied to occult. And then Transform Energy, which is tied to science.
What was right before Transform Energy?
Supernal Dispellation. And yes.
Wow, I like some of those spells.
Yep. And like I said, remind me and I'll copy and paste them into Discord just that way you have it.
Sure.
You need to get the death
Platonic
ones.
Form tied to crafts, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one.
It's one of the few. It's one of the few academic skills or intellect skills that Songbird actually has. A lot of occult, a lot of politics.
Mental skills, I think is the word you're looking for.
Skills,
yep.
I got 2 dots of medicine.
Oh, that's true. So yes, you kind of pull that out, sit, kind of experiment with it. And Craig, were you saying that you were going to try and scrutinize it?
Yeah, I want to give that a shot.
Sure.
Don't you still need to let your willpower come back?
Ooh.
I can scrutinize without willpower.
No, you can't.
You have to. Well,
we've been an hour, right?
Yeah, so you've gotten 2.
Yeah.
So,
fair.
Yep.
But you have to spend a willpower to start scrutinizing.
Right. Good reminder.
Yeah, I should be down on them.
We have a question from chat.
Yeah, I was looking at that. Okay, let me jump over to the Prime. So does that require you to have 1 dot in each arcana to use? Nope. It already provides it.
A regular grimoire of this would probably require you to have them.
Correct. Oh, and similar to all the other grimoires you have found, it has a bonus. Any spell cast out of it has a bonus reach for scale and a bonus 1 potency.
Oh, bonus to scale and a bonus to potency.
For any of those rotes cast out of the grimoire.
Oof.
What were the ones in Jed? I mean, effectively, I'm never going to use them because I'm not going to use a person as a grimoire. But
Ghost Summons, Quicken Corpse, Quicken Ghost, Revenant, Withering Death, and Ghost Wall. Ghost Wall, which you saw recently with the thing that kept Gabe up.
Did it also stop
Raven
and Jaguar?
Oh yeah, Jaguar, who was totally there this entire time.
Totally
I
there.
Remember that. But yeah, by the way, Craig, if you were going to scrutinize, you were welcome to do so.
Okay.
I mean, it is your guys' grimoire, so you can wait and do it later too. Because technically, that soul shock condition doesn't go away until you get all your willpower back.
Yeah.
So how do I resolve this obsessed again?
At this point, you guys can no longer, so you are going to have to scour it out of your pattern.
Okay. That's lethal damage?
Mm-hmm.
I'll just go ahead and take that.
Oh, you're at 2 opacity left, by the way.
It's an arcane
1
beat?
opacity.
It's-
No, you do not get beats for scouring it out of your pattern. You have 1 opacity left. Cool. And then go ahead and reveal. Hey, it's the same stuff that you guys have seen previously. It's tied to the other 4 grimoires. There's a 5th one.
I'm specifically scrutinizing the space because I want to get those connections. Okay.
You've seen them from the other end.
Yeah.
Right, and notably, similar to what He's told you, you cannot discern sympathetic connections from them when they're remote like this. Now, if you cast the space spell now,
we've got it. We've got 2
Aesop,
together.
right? Yeah. Aesop's fables.
Those two
You'd recognize those 2 as being, tied to each other. But yeah, because that's the big problem. And why you guys were searching is because if you could use the sympathetic connection, then you could just locate object, go point right at it, and go find it.
But this one's not locked? The other one's, the opacity was locked at a certain point.
Yeah, they're all...
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
okay.
Sorry. Yes. Same kind of thing. Yeah, you technically...
Well, I think you were scrutinizing like the connections between them.
Yes,
yeah.
That's exactly what happened this entire time, and I didn't just completely have a brain fart.
Diving into the mystery of the grimoire itself.
Right. Yeah, you were totally just checking out the sympathetic connections. That's totally what it was this entire time. Yeah. But yes. Yeah. So you have the 4th grimoire. Now you have 4 of them. 2 of them are in the room right now. But that is what you got going on.
Cool. We haven't started the apocalypse yet.
I mean, technically, they never caused the apocalypse before. They just led to the fall of civilizations.
Hell yeah. You know what else leads to fall of civilizations? Pandemics.
Jesus Christ. Oh, Lord. Moving right along. Trying to think. Actually, Network is going to sit there and actually scrutinize as well.
Oh, you haven't seen one of these yet.
Yep. He's like, yeah, I mean, it felt weird to try and scrutinize Judd, and Songbird. Weird hasn't let Aesop's fables out of her sight long enough to.
Nope.
But yeah, at this point, Network and Titus like, okay, now that we've had the weird abyss thing out of the house, so how was Cambodia?
It sucked.
Yep.
It was very hot. we watched some people throw themselves down a trap corridor and just die in the process, because apparently they can do that.
Excuse me, what?
Abaddon's goons.
Titus, be very glad you joined the Mysterium.
Yeah, well, no, he's in the Proxima. He couldn't do it anyway.
Oh, true.
Technically, because it would work on anybody.
That's true. But yeah, Abaddon's goons have like an artifact that their souls are bound to. And they can also... It'll basically hold their soul so that when they die, they can then resurrect them and put the soul back in. Because normally when you resurrect, you don't have the soul.
I don't know if that's cool or gross.
It's gross.
Yeah, it's super gross.
Okay, gross.
It's super gross.
So yeah, they can just like throw themselves into certain death and then get back up.
So long as he's got the cup.
The cup, yeah.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, apparently they're cool with it. They, apparently dying is just kind of like nothing for a bit, and then they wake up again.
People die when they are killed.
People die when they are killed.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Put that up there in the weird, disgusting, wacky shit Sears can do.
Yeah.
We won't even talk about
not just
the
Sears.
bound that was there, because we don't need another 20-minute rant from Atratus about how it doesn't tell riddles.
It didn't give us a single fucking riddle, and it was a Sphinx.
Was it a Sphinx?
Yes.
No, it had the
It was a
form.
Centaur.
It had the form
Shut.
of a sphinx.
I appreciate that this has become like an internal meme for the cabal. It's like it was totally a Sphinx. It wasn't. Didn't ask riddles.
Wasn't a Sphinx.
Didn't ask a single riddle. It was just
No
kind
riddles,
of a
no
jerk.
Sphinx.
So, but yeah, Network catches up on that. Kind of gives he and Titus give a little rundown of, he's like, well, I thought you were going to be gone for a little bit. We had one patrol. It was uneventful, except for a weird tingling I had midway through it, and then just kind of looks over it weird,
Thing.
looks back.
What tingling? Oh,
You-
yes.
you
I
just
just checked in on you
Yeah.
guys. We had an idea that this might have been just a distraction. Somebody came
No.
in there and fed this thing mana.
It's cool. It was just one of those, man, I'm glad I wasn't taking a whiz or something, I'm just kind of, oh, okay. But I understand. It came from the heart, and
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
The Seers have something to deal with. I don't care.
Let's talk about something better than this.
This is okay. Well, since you're brought it up, I need to find Network's character sheet. Not actually built out. Sorry, guys. The whole work from home thing has completely messed me up. But I'm going to double check. I believe the poll has ended, and Network is like, "Oh yeah, yeah." So I'm going to be working on Spirit and Time amongst the others, and holy moly, it's moving slow. Cool.
It's going like 2-2-2 or something.
Well, right now he's 2-1.
One.
Yeah, 2-1. And then 2-1-1, and then he'll start. His heavy emphasis is going to be on Spirit, though. In terms of overall votes, which is actually surprisingly spread, which I kind of appreciate, except for Death. Fate 2, Forces 2, Life 1, 2 in Prime, 9 in Spirit, and then 3 votes for Time. So heavy emphasis over here on Spirit. A little bit.
I'm
of
just
time.
curious what his starting character sheet would be, what the breakdown would be.
Probably 3 mind, 1 space, because that's legal, right? Yeah. And 2 spirit.
Hmm.
He is not all that into space. Like, he wants it for seeing connections, but
Yeah,
he'd rather understand people.
Mhm.
So, but
appreciate that.
So, so you guys chit chat, and Titus goes, I need to run out to the grocery store real quick because, well, I didn't think you guys were going to be back for dinner. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Shanna's like, plate. It's like, okay.
Oh, for us.
Yes.
Yes.
And
Right.
Yeah.
I thought you meant you had good for somebody else.
No.
No.
Not yet.
Oh. Okay.
But yeah, zips off. You guys have family dinner, chilling out, hanging out, talking. Anything else going on tonight?
Just Weird's really bummed that the mirror isn't doing the thing anymore. So yeah, great. I gotta go home and scour this freaking thing out of my pattern.
You can still look at it all you want.
Yeah.
It's just going to show you your regular reflection.
It's still got a reflection of a pretty lady.
And it's just, we're going to have the two Debbie Downers at the family dinner.
Just
sitting next to each other.
Playing
and
absolutely with the food and looking at the reflection in the spoon and
Somber's like, did I show you my lightning?
just
my lightning.
Sitting,
that
sitting there
is really
next to
cool.
him.
Like, as the centerpiece of the table right
Just
now.
like
Having
sit
the
it.
Oh, dude, you've got
written-
great mood lighting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Having the road written
And
in lightning is awesome.
I've already scoured it out of mine, so I'm not obsessed anymore. I'm just kind of hurt.
Got some
Emotionally or?
No, physically.
for 2 days. Yeah. 2 days of lethal resistant damage. So cool. Well, in that case, things wind down for the night as you guys kind of chit chat amongst yourselves. Everybody heads back to their various homes.
Yeah.
And and then we're gonna go on break, and we'll come back and see where we go next. I have mentioned things that they may do, but like I said, I thought the Abyss was gonna last a little bit longer, so we'll see. I love being a storyteller.
I'm sure we've got enough things.
Oh, we
to
got
fill
plenty
an
of stuff.
hour and a half.
So, yes, we will be back. Yes. So a couple things, mention them at the start. Come by Patreon, patreon.com/occultists or staylucky.club. If you want to support us, get involved in little polls, see art previews, stuff like that. Absolutely great way to see our non-video stuff. The art is looking great. We've got the Tight Roughs with some Nimbus stuff. That was super cool. I don't know if we're going to put them in the overlay, but you'll definitely end up seeing them in some of the different art and thumbnail stuff that we use. Come by Discord, geekedinto.space. Come chat with us, hang out, stuff like that. Check out the Gehenna Gaming virtual horror TTRPG convention. There are a ridiculous number of panels and games that are going to be going on, so check that out. Some of them will be streamed. I know I'm apparently going to be running one of the ones that are streaming that's going to be a mage newbie game. So come learn to play mage. And so we're going to do that. I think it's Saturday. It's like at 5 o'clock, like Saturday or Sunday night. I can't remember which.
Nice.
So that'll be interesting. So there's going to be that. Bunch of panels. I know Dixie Cochran is doing some stuff. There's a whole like Chronicles of Darkness one and streaming and podcasting. Those are the two I'm in. And there's a ton of stuff. And then I think they're even working out vendors for doing stuff online. So if you want to support some vendors who are not being able to do normal convention stuff,
yep.
Do it. And a lot of that is going towards supporting, COVID recovery stuff. So all very cool. Yeah, I think that's everything off the top of my head. At
Wash
least.
your hands.
Wash your hands.
For 20 seconds.
Filthy animals. 20 seconds. Yes.
Don't
And
go
a real
outside
wash.
unless you absolutely have to.
Yes. If you're essential.
Essential. Like
Yes.
me.
Yes. Elbow bump.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. I don't have to go in every day, fortunately. So, cool. YouTube guys, we will see you on Friday. Twitch guys, we'll see you in just a couple minutes.
Stay lucky.